Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Fresh Star. Yes, that's what and I'm gone too far. AKA Rahadi Fresh, AKA I'm telling you, Shapile Uncle Wafosika seen in the DMs, AKA my drugs was a val, hard to bang, AKA Yongindo, AKA my piano project is coming very soon. Yo, what's up, man? Today it's a very, very special episode. Not only am I achieving something that I didn't think I'd achieve, but yeah, not only that, but we are finna wrap up. So I'm doing an interview with the third and last member of the assembly, which is Melly Mel. Shout out to Melly Mel, man. I can't wait. I'm excited. It should be a proper one. Yeah, man. I just need to hit him up and let him know that we're live so he can join us. But before I do that, please do check out Plug the Ox, which is our official first podcast. It goes on Wednesdays, should be bi-weekly, but these days I hardly have time to shoot because me and Op are so busy. Shout out to Op. Op and I are so busy these days that we hardly have time to shoot the pod, but we are shooting this Sunday. So next week, Wednesday, there's an episode that will be dropping. I think that's episode 3 or 4 of season 3. So please do check that out. Yeah, man. Mel is in the building. We're about to kick the show off. Let me just add him. Let me just add maybe the cut. Yeah, but we're about to rock. We're about to rock. Rock steady. Let me just get my systems going as well.
Oh,
Yo, broski.
what? How you doing, fam?
What's good?
Nah, I'm chilling, bro. How you doing?
Easy, easy.
Can
You're
you hear me?
breaking up a bit there.
Yo, snap. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe let me do this. How is it now? Do you hear me now? 1 2 1
Yeah,
2.
yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
I can
dope.
hear you. Just that the visual is not as clear.
So really,
Yeah, but I can hear you. As long as we've got the audio that's proper. The visual
oh
will
snap.
come in as we go.
Hold on. Let me tap in again. Let me dial in again. Maybe
Oh,
I'll be better on the other side. Let me get you.
all right, cool. No problem. Let's do that.
Okay. All right.
Melly about to join again. Send him an invite. Anyway, how's it going, guys? I trust you all are good. Um, from wherever you're tuning in, whether it's from Instagram, whether it's from the podcasting platforms. I've seen the numbers are doing well, even on the YouTube channel as well. The views are coming in. Shout out to you guys for that. Much appreciated. Yeah, cool. Melly's back. Let's see how that goes. That's on Ben. Lusaner. Let's see how that goes. Hmm. Just waiting on Melly to join. Then we'll be rocking. We'll be rocking. Hey, what's that guy million? And Mel is unable to join. I wonder what's going on. Yo, are you on? He says let's go. So I'm guessing he's live and direct. Okay, let's accept. Go live.
Yo.
Here we go.
What up? Can you hear me?
Super. I can hear you.
Okay. All right, dope. What up, bro? Sorry to waste your time. How
It's
you
not
doing?
a problem, bro. It's actually not you. It's the technology. We can
What
blame
are
it
we
on the
gonna do?
technology.
What are we gonna do, man? What are we gonna do?
Hey,
Thank you
man.
for
Are you
calling
well,
me
my
out,
brother?
man. What it do? I'm good. How are you doing?
Easy, my brother. Such an
Word,
honor,
word.
man.
Man, you honor me, man. You calling me out to talk about something I really love. So appreciate
My
you.
brother, my brother.
Word,
Let's get straight
word.
into it, man.
Let's go.
But before we do, how's things going? How's life?
Life is good. I'm blessed, my bro. I'm blessed. I've had a
Okay.
challenging year. Very human. I've had a very challenging year. It's one of my most challenging years. But as we're
Mm.
wrapping it up right now, it's also one of my all-time highs in life as well. So in the same year, I think I've experienced polarized ends of the situation. Blessed, counting all the blessings all the way. Salute.
We have
Thank you
to,
for
we
having
have to, brother. We have to.
me. How you
We
keeping?
have
You
to.
all
I
right?
mean, I'm easy. I don't complain much. I just keep pushing.
So
I don't
let's
complain
go. You know what I
much.
mean? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
why else would we complain? I mean, we're still alive. As long as we're breathing, there's nothing really to complain about.
We've got another
You
day to
know,
get it right. So we're good.
we've got another
We're
day to
good.
get it right. We're
Word.
good, bro.
Word. Blessings.
Easy, man. Yeah, so let's get into it.
Word.
Tell me, who is Melly Mel?
Mm. Melly Mel is Malvin Biza. That's me as on my ID. Zimbabwean
Government
boy.
name?
Government name. I'm giving you that, bro. I'm giving you that. Okay. Zimborn,
Maji.
you know what I mean? I've been out JSEC for most of my life. That's 20
For the longest
plus.
time, eh?
Yeah. Passionate about words, artist, I draw, I
Oh, you
write,
draw.
yeah, I draw, I make beats, I do a whole lot of production.
As we can see.
You know what I mean? I love the entertainment industry, so I'm also a TV producer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love kids. I love watching kids grow, learning,
Beautiful.
flipping the page and taking the baton and running with it. So yeah, I'm a simple guy. I love fam, love friends, you know what I mean? I'm a simple dude, but I write while I do everything that I've mentioned. I'm always penning something. I'm really in love with the hip hop culture. Um, My pops has been a radio DJ since I was born. So I
Oh,
was
for real?
literally born, word. I was born into all this stuff. I just didn't, I experienced it differently because my dad was the anchor and just records being in the house and being able to listen to whatever I want to listen to, I guess grew the desire to partake in this thing that I was absorbing so much on a daily basis. So yeah, the journey started with listening and now I'm writing and people are listening. So yeah, yeah.
Was
I'm a
this back in Zim?
back in Zim is when I was watching that, man, walls of vinyls, cassettes galore. I'd take my dad's
Mm.
cassettes, put them in the dictaphone. Still got that dictaphone somewhere up here. And I put them in
For
there.
real?
You know what I mean? I had a little group of my cousins. We sang, you know. So we just record all our songs on a little dictaphone, just put it over there. And I wrote little R&B songs, you know, and gave my cousins parts to sing. That's how we started off. It was all just fun and games for a long time.
Fun
I
games.
sang, I sing, you know what I mean? So vocal stuff was what we were doing, Boys to Men, a cappella kind of stuff. And that really
Mm.
grew my interest in the space. Later on, the records started changing that I'd listened to. And, you know, with the content that was coming out there, I just needed to be a part of what I was starting to get accustomed to. Yeah.
Dope, brother. Tell me, when
Word.
exactly did you move from Zim to South Africa?
That was literally in 1996. 96.
96.
Yeah,
All
that's when
right.
I came through.
And
And
then
yeah.
where were you in life then? Were you in primary school, high school?
So 96, I'd literally just started high school. Just left. So what is that? Yeah, standard six. 96, standard six. 2000, I was getting matric. Man, I'm exposing so much of myself here, but this shit. 2000, I was done with the game.
Isn't this why
I
we
was done
here?
with the
Isn't
game.
this why we
You
here?
know what I mean? You know what I mean? 2000, I was done with the game. So yeah, 96, I landed. I was in Banato Park High School out in Berea, just neighborly Yeovil and Hillbrow,
Was
which is
Yeovil
where I
and
did a
Hilbert.
lot of my coming up. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's what
nice. Yeah, a lot of people that come from that side are really, really well established, well grounded, and they know their stuff, eh?
okay.
Similar
All
to
right, tell
you.
me about it. Okay, that's dope to hear. That's dope to
Yeah,
hear.
no,
Shout
I'm
out to
I'm
you.
I'm I'm a student of the game, so I check these niggas, yo. I check like yo.
Word.
Yeah. So a lot of niggas
So
that come from the Berea, Yeovil,
yeah,
Hillbrow,
yeah,
these are very well
yeah.
rooted people. Yeah,
My guy, real thing, real thing. Salute.
yeah. So tell me, why the name Melly Mel? Besides, of course, your government name, which is
Right,
mine.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I went through it, coming up with names as I was getting myself into the game. So
Mm,
I think my first alias was the elixir. You know, what I
the
mean, the
elixir.
potion, the antidote, the chemical in your potion. That's how I came in. Yeah, yeah. Laugh about it. Laugh about it.
This was the days in the days of Miracle Lyrica.
You understand? Do you understand? Those are the very days. So I
I
was the
get you, my
elixir.
G. I get you.
You know what I mean? And then, yeah, from there, my only other alias was Anonymous because I realized that with me trying to name myself the whole time, I was drawing a blank. I myself didn't know who I was at that very time because I
Mm,
was also very young. I was coming from Zim where I wasn't there long enough to grasp everything, you know, from the streets or from
mm.
my culture. And then I come out here and it's a little not too late, but it's a little late to catch up with all the languages and get
All
in
of
the
it.
different
Yeah.
headspace. So at that very time, I was just hanging in the imbalance. I was just a question mark, and so I named myself Anonymous, and that had been my alias until maybe 2009, 10. I don't remember quite. I've got it on record, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I changed my name then to Melly Mel because as I had drawn a blank and had question marks about who I am, when I came to the realization that I'm just as simple as the guy that I've always been since I was a kid back in Zim. And my very first nickname from my uncle was Melly Mel. From then, anyone in the fam would call me Mel. People call me Mel. My mom calls me Mel because my uncle was Melly Mel, Melly Mel. He's a hip hop head, musician himself. So before I even knew who Melly Mel was, that was my nickname. That was my reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I grew up to find out what, you know what I mean, the legacy that the main man himself had. And I started finding out about hip hop as I grew. When I decided to go by my name, Melly Mel, it wasn't even, I don't think I considered it much for what it would be out in the world if I doubled up on the name. Because truly, I didn't think at that time that it would be too loud, my name. I didn't think it would, you know, it would matter. I thought just go with who you are. That's your heart. And that's what it's been. That's how it's received. And you know what I mean? Double M. Yep. Melly Mel.
Yeah. Brand name, like Pepsi.
You know what I mean? That's it.
My brew.
Yeah, that's my name.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you were highly influenced by your father because he was very musical and he was in radio.
Yeah.
So when you guys get down to JSEC and you settled in, where does it start for you musically to say that, you know what, I want to do music?
Right. It didn't start for a long while. Not for a long while. My mission was to first get acclimated to my new surroundings. I needed to understand who I am in a new space and, you know, just find my voice. So it wasn't in hip hop that I started searching for my voice. I was just trying to get in touch with what was literally around me. So it took until my last year of high school to get interested in hip hop. That's when music even, I think all throughout high school, I'd just been singing because that's what I was accustomed to. That's what I came up doing. So my high school friends were dudes that were good with holding a vocal. They sang. So I continued with that same mindset of just keeping my vocals warm. And so we sang for the longest time. Hip hop found me in matric when poetry started becoming a thing in my life. I started getting interested in poetry and how dudes and ladies express themselves in very few words and in different rhyming schemes. That's when it translated into hip hop, because at the same time as I was getting interested in poetry, my friends and I were also drawing closer to hip hop and trying to find our voice in there. If we can pen something, if you can write 4 bars, because we were really getting absorbed in that space, you know. I also just dropped out of varsity after matric. My first year of varsity, I dropped out. And with the rest of the year that I dropped out, hip hop became a serious thing, because that's when I started meeting like-minded people that I never thought would be friends of mine ever, you know what I mean? People that I look up to and I can now have access to. So, only as a kid, man. I'm glad it took that long, because I think I know I needed school. I needed the lessons. I needed the words. I needed the mindset. I needed to develop how to exercise the thing. So by the time I came out of school, I could see words and I could manipulate them. So I think it was just great timing. I couldn't have done it sooner than that. There was too much to try and get right. So finishing school led me into my passion.
Okay, cool. So you spoke about dropping out. Where's this? Is this at Demlin, or where did you drop out in varsity?
No, that was in UJ, before UJ was UJ. God dang, I'm old.
Well, it was still loud.
Oh, you are there, Hunty. You know these things. There you are.
The only reason why I know is because I studied at UJ. That's why. That's the only
Okay,
reason why I know it was called.
right, yeah, that's where I was at.
Yeah,
That in that year that I was there, I met a lot of key people, man. One of my best friends was Double HP.
yeah, yeah.
Bontato, my boys, shout out Inks, who then introduced us. Inks is a member of the School of Hip Hop.
School of Hip Hop.
That,
Yeah.
yeah, Slim Zulu.
SK
So I met
Double.
him in the varsity. You know what I mean? I met him in my varsity year, and all those people were key in what started happening afterwards. When I chose to drop
Mm,
out, those people stayed in my life, and we kept building. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where that started.
okay. So
Mm.
you drop out of UJ, and then what next? How do you end up being in Dublin and studying broadcasting?
That's so I've dropped out of varsity. I've taken the rest of the year to figure myself out and what I'd like to do going forward. The following year,
Mm,
I studied sound engineering, basic sound engineering, a year course, and that just furthered my knowledge in this space because I was doing a lot of that. So I needed to understand
yes,
technically what I'm doing here.
technically,
So
yeah.
you know what I mean? I took that next year to do that. The year after that
Mm,
is when I went to Damlin to do the radio broadcasting course, station management. And that's
mm,
something that's just stock standard because, that's my dad. So I think
mm.
it was also, we were a little bit panicky about what Mel is going to do in life. You've dropped out, you've done that. What are we doing here? So I think it started feeling safe even for my pops to direct me towards something and something that he knows
Mm.
well and something that he can help me
Something is
with that end
experienced
up
in.
being, you know what I mean? And yeah, I
Mm.
studied that. I aced it, but it's still not what I want to do.
Where you want it to be, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when I finished my course at Damlin, that's when I think I fell back another year, but then I started working. Nothing serious. I was working in a cell phone store. I was repairing cell phones and just managing a small cell phone store. The cell phones weren't crazy to repair. It was
To repair,
3310s and
yeah,
such.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not an engineer, but that was my job.
You ain't no Steve
Um,
Jobs out here.
bro, yo, maybe with a pen, but otherwise, nah, nah. Yeah, so that job, I met people in there. Some of my high school friends were doing some cool things in life, and us just reuniting and coming together at a later stage. I found my space in entertainment TV.
Mm, mm,
And yeah, that's when I hopped onto a career. Like that's when
mm.
no job stopped and I focused on trying to do something that can, start something. Yeah. All the while, hip hop was happening on the side.
On the side, yeah,
On the
definitely.
side. On the side. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
stops. It's a lifestyle. It
It
never
can't
stops.
stop. You know what I mean? It's in us, man. It's in us.
Yeah. So in this mix of you starting a career, where does Urban Brew come in? Because you're at some point you're a content producer for Urban Brew.
Word, word, word.
Yeah.
So when I found TV in that space, I was driving. I was a driver for the company that was Primary Films at the time. Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
being a driver at a production company, I saw every aspect of it. I saw people, I needed to help people set up for their sets. I started understanding how things actually end up on TV. I had no
Mm.
idea how things worked. But being the driver, starting from the ground, I got to really see the setting, and I enjoyed how pictures come together and they collect the sound, they
Mm.
edit. I just loved it. Music is there all the while because then you got soundtrack music in the back of things, and I managed to get my music onto some of the projects we were working on at that company because
Oh, word,
they were so
word.
sourcing stuff, and I just happened to mention that I do it and I have stuff on me all the time. So I played something
Mm.
and that gave me an opportunity to get further in that space. That job ended, contract ended, things happened. And just before I left there, I was working with Pam Andrews. She was my colleague. And when I
Okay.
told her I was leaving the company, she scurried to help me find something, man. Shout out to Pam
Oh
Andrews,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah,
them.
he helped me in a day or two. I had another job at a bigger production company, Urban Brew, and
Oh,
interview was
okay.
quick. And so, because I was working as a runner on this in this production company, it was easy for them to consider me to do the same thing in their company.
In their
So
company.
I worked from the ground up, production assistant, until I was able to start writing and managing shows as well. So it was a bit of a journey. That's how I ended up at Urban Brew. And then, once I grew in the space, I started hopping around and
Oh yeah.
doing more in the space. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice,
So
man.
now
What other
I'm
oh
still
yeah,
in the
sorry.
space. I'm still doing TV. Nah, I'm still in there. Nothing's changed much, just hopping from different spots
From different
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
growing understanding of what you're doing. Yeah.
All right. So your 9 to 5 is basically within TV
Yep. I'm a TV producer by profession.
by
I
profession.
kill it by night.
My nigga. So, what other production companies have you worked for after,
Mm,
besides actually Urban Brew?
okay. I've worked for Fusion Productions. I've done a lot of freelancing in my career. So
Oh
I've
yeah, yeah.
done MTV, I've done your Nickelodeons, I've done Moja Love things, I've done corporates, I
What?
do a lot of corporate things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a shitty experience. I was a cameraman,
But it was
but
an
I did it.
experience nonetheless.
We got it done. We got it done. It
Yeah.
was, you know what I mean, and I'm thankful for it. uh, Red Pepper Productions, which I mentioned, Rapid Blue Productions.
Man, you been in the game, eh?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've been doing the things. I've been doing the things. It
Yeah,
doesn't
you
seem so
been, you
long,
been.
man. It just, yeah, persistence. That's it.
But when you do something that you love, time is really not of the essence. Like it goes by so quick. You're not even aware that hey man, like I've been here for 10 years. Like what's going on?
Word. That's true. That's true. That's
I,
true.
I get you.
That's
I
how.
get you, man.
Word.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's get into the music. So we're done with the production. We know that that's your bread and butter. Let's get into the
Word.
passion.
Right.
Um, so you're out here jotting things down each and every day. When do you decide like, yo, it's time that I work on a project of mine? And which project was your first project as
Okay.
either a solo act or with somebody else?
Okay. Okay. I started putting my music together to do projects because, yo, bro, I've got about maybe 6 or 7 projects that I did before I started releasing music. So I've got
Oh, for
projects that
real?
you'll yeah, they're all in there somewhere. They're all in there somewhere. They're
Which
not
they
for
never
release.
dropped.
They'll never drop. They'll never drop.
Yo, now.
No, nah. I call that my training ground. That's what I
Oh
had to
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah. I
to
get
get
you. I
to a
get
place
you. I
where
get
I
you.
was ready to start sharing my music.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when did I drop? In 20? Yeah, it was long overdue, bro. I'd had these albums. I just didn't share much. I wasn't in a space where I had a lot of MCs around me or people that encouraged that kind of mindset.
Oh
So
yeah,
we
yeah,
freestyle. I'm from a battle era. We battle,
yeah, yeah.
freestyle. I didn't need to jot too much. So once the couple of projects had been wrapped up in about 2013, I had a friend of mine at the time who was releasing music himself. I think he just released his first mixtape, and mixtapes had become a thing by then. So he urged me, because he always hears my music. He urged me to just put together like 10 tracks, bro. Just pick tracks from that from that selection and release it. Who cares
And
if
release
anyone
them.
listens to it? Who cares if anyone finds it? Do it for you. He kept on encouraging me that way. So I
Yeah.
was like, it took a while to convince me though, because I always had an excuse. It's like, but that track, the beat wasn't, I didn't have the separates for that, so we can't mix it and master it properly. My rhymes there weren't so dope. My voice there, you know what I mean? And he just, he broke
Excuses,
through all that.
excuses.
Man, excuses, excuses. He was just like, if you love this thing, like I tell people now, if you love whatever the hell it is you do, it doesn't matter whether you're getting paid for it or not. You do it, you keep your flame lit. And those people that are around you, those people that are your friends, your family that love you, they always find you with that flame lit because you are doing what you love. The instant you
What you
stop
love,
doing what you
and you're
love,
doing it wholeheartedly.
but if you stop and start putting conditions on it, it changes your flame, it changes your energy, and the people that receive you on the other end aren't receiving the you that is you. You know what I mean? So you're shortchanging them at the end of the day, and you could be
Yes.
so much better in your spaces if you're just doing you.
Just
So
do it.
just do it. I came to that understanding, and then I started asking for help. I asked Faceless, my dude, shout out to him, Mambo
Yo, shout out to
Productions.
Faceless, man.
You know what I mean? I asked him, please, bro, put together these tracks. I know they're random, the volumes are all different and whatnot, but please master this, make it sound like a project for me. He did it for me. I asked for beats from some of my friends, some of the tracks that I'd done and not released. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna release this. Is this cool with you? I don't have money. I think I'm gonna drop it as a mixtape. People supported me, man. Everyone that's on production on High Tops and Ghetto Blasters, that became my first project. And that's just from things I put together that I've been recording over time, and I decided to share. The earlier project I've done before that is with the School of Hip Hop, and that's the one mixtape that we've got as a crew.
Yeah.
So
my favorite track on this Skills and Revolution.
Oh, word!
Yeah, that's my shit. That's my shit.
Shout out.
Yeah.
I love that joint. Word.
Yeah, man. So we go into High Tops and Ghetto Blasters, right? So
Word.
This is a beautiful story because when you listen to the project, it doesn't actually sound like, it sounds very curated actually. It doesn't sound like you picked songs and then you just, out of that you made a project. So I want to understand, like, how did you pick the songs? Like, were you saying like, does this sound similar, so I'm gonna put it with that? Like, how did you what was the process, the actual process when you picked those songs?
I was trying to pick the songs that would display my capabilities as an MC. So I needed to have a variety of sounds and feelings on that project so that when you listen to me, you get a holistic understanding of who this guy is, where he can go, you know, what he can do, you know. So all the mixtape tracks, the ones that I did to beats like Super Mel over Eminem's beat, or Traveling Man, The Most Def, DJ Honda joint, those I recorded for the project because I wanted to bring that mixtape element to the project. So every other track so those tracks I did at the end. And in those, I literally mimicked the flow of whoever's track I took. So if it was Traveling Man, you know what I mean?
Like with that Eminem flow. Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to, I was showing off. I wanted to show you what I can do. So if you consider working with me going forward, you know what we can do. So the challenge there was just mimicking the flow and the pattern of every track that I picked. I think I just used the first verse. There are other tracks that I didn't end up putting on there, but yeah, it was just about being precise and showing that off. It was my CV.
Basically.
I needed you to understand where we go here, and you know, once you hear it, you can consider me for what you've heard.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Okay, cool. There's a project that you did with one of my favorite producers of all time, BeatMochini.
Ah, my guy.
That project, bro. Sure.
Man, shout out to you, bro. Word.
Bro.
Word.
You know, BeatMochini is a legend in his own right?
Bro, BeatMochini is a giant, man.
That's one versatile brother. Like his versatility is unmatched. You
And the
know,
sound in each genre is just solid. It's
oof,
solid. He's solid. He's solid. This is a hard knocking producer.
bro. And then there's you with these hard bars, and you guys
Ah,
just gel well so perfectly,
man,
man.
that
Take
was
me
a
through
dope
that
call.
process of coming and together and making that project.
Man, how did we link up with BeatMochini? We linked up right here on Instagram.
The gram.
So yeah, I'm trying to think
Oh,
what
dope,
I
man.
posted. I posted something. I think it's the verse of the month when Stogie gave me verse of the month
Oh yeah,
on
yeah,
Flick
yeah,
on. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
When I
yeah.
posted that, I think he then commented on that post or one of the posts around that time, and he said, "Shit, we should work, bro." You know, just on a
Oh, for
comment, and I
real.
go, "What?" It's like, hell yeah, let's put it together, whatever we got to do. And we took that conversation offline and we just
Yeah,
started
yeah.
talking about what we would do. We wanted to honor that nostalgic sound in boom bap, but not sound dated
Mm,
either. It was an ode to that era. And it was a fun process putting it together because he'd send me a beat and I would write throughout the week. And when it gets to Friday, I go over to his place. I'm in Attridgeville
jump into
and
studio.
we're recording that song. And then by Monday, he sent me a new beat. I'm writing through the week. Friday comes, I record. So we did that every Friday until we had that project and we named it
Every
Every Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Dope,
So
dope,
that
dope,
was
dope.
flying, man. And I just zip off to his house. Almost always late, phoning him on the way. Yo, bro, sorry, man. I finished work late, but I'm on my way. Traffic is looking crazy. I'm on my way. I get there and the bro is just calm and relaxed. He's ready to have a session, and we
Yo,
just spark
man.
things up, spark a joint. I'd spark a joint, have a
Yeah, yeah,
conversation,
definitely.
align, you know what I mean? And then we hit the studio, drop that track until we meet again next Friday. And that's how it went. That's how it went. We ended up with the project. We took about a month to record that
To
project, a
record,
little
yeah.
over a month, and the project was done. Yeah. And we decided to just drop it, don't overthink it, put it out. My cousin Michael
Yo,
Black stopped the cover, edited that thing,
expert
and
cover, by the way.
shout out,
It looks
shout
like it
out,
was a
because
photo shoot, actually.
it was a little bit of a photo shoot. I'm
Ooh.
dressed like Smokey, and he's dressed
Yeah, yeah.
like Cube, and
Black
that's
Friday,
us.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how we rock that. We just wanted
Yo,
to
what is
keep it themed that way, and
yeah,
yeah, we
yeah,
made
yeah,
something.
yeah. Yo,
Salute.
sick, man. I really, really enjoy. I think for me that's a classic, man.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
I really enjoy
Thank
that
you.
project. But I'm biased because I'm such a big Muchini fan. So,
Yeah,
but
nah, he's
yeah,
sick,
yeah.
man.
But you
He's
also
just
came
sick
through
with
with the
love.
hard bars, man. Like your pen game, unmatched. One of
Thank you,
the one
bro.
of the sickest in the country. Yo,
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
I
Thank you.
I think for me that's a classic. That's I have nothing more to say. That project for me is a classic.
Word.
One of those ones that you pull out in 10 years from now, and it will still sound like
Yeah.
it was released yesterday. You know?
That's dope, man. Big up.
Yeah.
Big up. I love that project. I love that brother. Shout out. Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Tell me,
Word.
did you guys ever actually document the sessions?
Yes. Yes. I've got
Oh, for real?
footage. I should have footage of a session or two. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've got some random video clips that I shot from my phone. I've
Oh,
got
yeah, yeah.
some, yeah. When I brought my cousin over, he managed to film shots of us actually recording a song. That's how we ended up with the video for Replay. Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
the
yeah.
behind the scenes things gave us the idea to just package a simple video.
Simple,
And
yeah.
yeah, yeah, my
And
brothers
that
came
video
through
is very
for it.
authentic.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
very,
That's
very
how we hang
authentic. I
out.
love it.
Just chill us. Chill us.
Ah, nice, man. You guys should give us a mashup of all those videos. You know, maybe a 30-minute Nyana
Mm.
clip of a mashup of those videos. Cause
Right?
that's gold right there.
It is, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking
gold
maybe
right
on
there.
one of these anniversaries, I might share all that behind the scenes stuff.
That would be proper. That would be proper.
Good looking
That
out,
would be
good
proper.
looking out. Word.
Just give me my credit though.
Hey, hey. I'm
Hey,
taking notes. I'm taking notes. Word.
yo, my G. Um, then there's something
Word.
that you dropped last year in the height of COVID with
Mm.
Tone Spliff, right?
Shout out my nigga Tone. Yeah, yeah, we did that. We did that. You bumped that thing. Did you bump that thing?
I bumped it not today, even.
There we go.
Earlier on,
There
you
we go.
spoke about when you linked up with Beat, you wanted to bring back this nostalgic boom bap feeling.
Yeah, yeah,
You and
yeah.
Tone do it so perfectly on New People, like
Ah,
perfectly.
shit. Thank you, man. Another
Yo,
prolific producer, man. He's insane.
yo,
Yay, man. Yay. Hey, we had fun putting that together.
man, I think you are able to choose producers so well because you're a producer yourself.
Ah, I never thought about
It's
that.
dreamed. Yeah, come on, you messing with me.
Most of the way I don't know, relationships and real situations a lot of times is how
Mm.
I end up creating with people. Like in the case
Mm.
of like BeatMochini, it was just a humble thing to just, I mean, a person of his stature just saying, yo, we should work on a comment on your post. You know what I mean? I was just like,
Oh yeah.
that's as real as it gets. It's got no ego in it. This is somebody that just, we're vibing here, you know? With Tone Spliff, it was similar. I mean, I've known his work. I love and follow his work. At that time, he dropped that challenge. It was because COVID, man, people were doing challenges online,
Yeah.
dance challenges, rap challenges, And Tone Spliff, he dropped some sick beat. It was called Fresh Style, right? He puts it on
Oh
his
yeah.
profile and he challenges MCs. Yo, spit the dopest 16, holla. It was as simple as that. We see it still to this day. People are dropping these challenges, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So my dude Nyambo, shout out. He
Yo,
slid
shout
me
out
that
Nyambo,
thing.
man.
You know what I mean? He was just like, yo, check this out. I don't know if it's something you want to do. And I peeped it. I dropped a 16. I sent it over for the challenge. That turned into a whole relationship, man. Tone hit me up, you know. He was impressed with what I dropped. And immediately the talk about working together began immediately, We
Instantly.
had to wait a while for the challenge to finish before we could get
Oh
into
yeah.
thinking about doing anything. So it took a while, but the initial relationship was established after I partook in that challenge. And right then we locked in. He was just like, I'll holler at you sometime and I'd like to do a project with you. And that's also a giant just
Bro.
humbling himself and saying, bro, let's do something. And it doesn't get realer than that. It's only a few people in my life that are giants that have just kept it real like that. And the evidence is in our relationship today because we're friends or we've done stuff that
Mm.
have come out or we're in the network. So that, oh man, and I would have done anything with Tone anytime, you know what I mean?
Any
Challenge or no
day, bro.
challenge, it just come across
Yeah.
my music. But when that came up, there was no thought left to it. We did that. We did that. I took his
Mm.
direction in what he wanted to do with the sound. I picked the sounds that made sense to me and my style musically as well. I wasn't gonna go into a realm that I'm not familiar with and just, you know what I
With
mean? So I
yeah,
had to
yeah.
keep my melodics and I kept the way I play with words, man. I tried to do it in his realm and that's the product. Man, yeah, we love that project.
Bro, that's a solid project.
Shout
There's a song
out
that
to
where you
Wade. Shout
feature.
out to Mr. Lip. Yeah.
Shout out, definitely, definitely. There's
Word.
a song on that project where you feature the assembly. Ooh,
Ah,
smoking.
my brothers, man. I take my niggas wherever I go.
Bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
You
know,
feeling that?
like, for me, like, besides the fact that Cap and I are both from the Free State,
Word.
I put Cap in high regard because he's that guy, you know.
He-
And
He's
then,
out of here.
bro,
Both. Those niggas are not, they're not human to begin with.
no, they're not, bro. They're not.
There's some
They're not.
Indian genetic thing going on there. I'm just trying to tap it.
But you are there as well. Like you're on that
Ah,
level as well, bro.
you
Like,
know, I've got a lot, my boys to thank for that because when we met at the school of hip hop level, I wasn't the same guy. But,
oh
you
yeah.
know, with all their talents, they still regarded me as one of them in the same realm. And that gave me
Mm,
so much confidence to venture out beyond what I thought I was about. So that's training ground. Those are proving grounds right there. Shout out to those niggas.
facts,
The assembly school
facts.
of hip hop, you know, steel sharp and steel.
Definitely. Every day. Every day.
Word. Word.
I was saying on smoking, so he started
Yeah.
off, right?
Mm,
And then you close it off.
yeah.
It's, that's the most beautiful. So you can't get bored along the way. You can't because just when you think like I'm losing interest, then you come in, boom, wrap it up like
Salute,
a Christmas
man.
gift, and it's like, yo,
I mean, word. There was Tone Spliff who actually requested the assembly when we were working. Because while we were working and tracks were getting done, he was just like, yo, bro, we still don't have an assembly joint here. I need the guys on a track. I need the guys on a track. I'm just like, boom. So when I hit the guys up, it was a wrap, man. It was a wrap.
it was, bro, it
Yeah.
was definitely, and
Shout out.
I can bet that they didn't hesitate. Those niggas love
Oh,
to rap.
man. They
Those
thrive in
niggas
this
love to
space.
rap, yo,
They thrive in this space, you know? Word, word.
yo, man. That's a
We
beautiful, beautiful
appreciate you, brother.
project there, man. And for me,
Thank you, brother.
it's another classic.
Thank you, my
Um,
brother. Thank you.
though I feel like it was heavily slept on, but I understand the times that we were in
That's all
was
right.
not the greatest of times.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
But yo, don't ever be discouraged, man. Drop your thing. Whoever needs to hear it or see it, whatever it is that you do, they'll catch up because whatever it is
facts,
you've done, it's out there now. You know what I mean? The better they get to know
facts,
you, the better they'll get to know the things you've been doing. So stay up, stay producing.
facts, man. And when you're dropping timeless music like that, really you have nothing to worry about because 10 years later it will still sound as dope as it sounds today.
Thank you, bro. Word,
Yo,
word.
bro. Cool. Let's move on to Supreme with
I got you.
DJ Views.
DJ Views.
Oh,
Yeah, my guy. Shout out to him.
oh,
What an extraordinary guy, man. Yeah, yeah,
take us
yeah.
through that. Take us through that whole project.
The project is a result of the relationship with DJ
Again,
Views. I mean, he's a good dude. Another dude that I met online.
mm,
We
again.
vibed from the jump. We vibed. The first project I did with him, the first thing I did with him was on a tape called. He did it DJ Views and Configure. I'm forgetting the title of the album. They've got MCs on there, man. They got Planet Asia. They got Chino XL. They got Razkaz, who I was blessed and fortunate enough to do a track with on that project. So that was my
Yeah,
meeting with Views. You know, he paired me up with Razkaz the first time we started kicking it. I was just like, whoa, this guy's serious, you know? He really knows what he wants.
he really
And
knows
he's
what
got
he's doing.
amazing, you know what I mean? He's got amazing relationships. Shout out Acrobatic. He put Acrobatic on the same track. Um,
Mm,
I got 2 tracks off that project because both
oh
Configure
yeah.
and DJs were vibing. You know, we have a great relationship through that. I also shot and featured in a video for King Crooked from that album. So I
Oh, for
packaged
real?
that, sent it over. Now my face appears when you Google King Crooked because they gave me that opportunity to do something. I mean, that's crazy, man. It's silly. It's silly. It's
Bro, I
crazy.
didn't know this.
It's crazy. It's called The Year After. That's the album. DJ Views and Configure, The Year After.
The year
Yeah.
after. Let me
Yeah,
jot
check
that
that
down. I
out.
need to listen to
Yeah,
that.
check that out, bro. You'll enjoy that whole project. So, being
Man,
once we
that's
did
crazy,
something like
man.
that, you know, when we did that, that's when they were really happy with how the cuts came out. So we started talking about an album immediately. Immediately. I was still in the process of working with Tone on the new people, but I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
already working on Supreme simultaneously because I was already listening to beats, considering the features. He had a lot of people he wanted to work with, and he wanted to know if I'm down to work with the crew. So that project came together fluidly, man. All the connections that he had that were standing by to do work were happy to do it on our project. So we just shifted all that attention and we got doing that stuff on Supreme. So yo, all them features on that project. Thurston Howe, Terminology, Rusty Jukes, Afro, Sadat X. Who am I forgetting over the obviously the assembly. All that happened because the dudes were standing by to work, and the closest project to working with Views was my project with Views. So sparked up those relationships. They sent verses first. So for most of the tracks with features, I received those verses first, and I molded and created tracks around the vocals that I then
Around those
sent.
verses.
Yeah, that's pretty much with all the tracks, with all the feature tracks that are on there. We got the verses and we mold the tracks around them. And that's how that project came about. He was in a hurry for us to do the dang thing, you know. So we got to cooking it and dropping it a year after New People because
Yeah.
that's what was happening while we were recording New People. So we just kept it moving. We kept it moving. That's what you got right now. Supreme.
Man. And then who came up
Yeah,
with the title? Supreme.
I did. I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah. I asked myself a very simple question. What do you call an album with all those niggas that are on it there at a time when I feel like I feel in my body and in my space and just creatively and just in my personal life? It just made so much sense to name it
It
Supreme.
does.
You know what I mean?
It does.
Capture a moment. It's a snapshot of where I'm at or where I was at when I literally recorded and packaged that album. I was feeling myself. Supreme.
Man, it's beautiful. It really is supreme, man. Beautiful,
Thank you,
beautiful.
bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Okay, let's talk about the big one. This is where I know you from, right? School of
Okay.
Hip Hop, the Assembly.
Word. Yes.
Let's talk about the Inspection EP.
Okay. Now you're taking me back. Mm-hmm.
Bro, R.I.P. Sean Price. I specifically didn't want to ask the other two brews because
Okay.
I've sort of had this conversation with both of them. So, but I've
Okay.
never had it with you, you know. So
All
I
right.
want to get,
All right.
yeah, I want to get your point of view.
Okay.
How was it working with Sean Price?
Crazy. It was
I would expect nothing
unbelievable,
less.
man. It was unbelievable. It was Nyambo. Shout out to Nyambo.
Once again,
You know what I mean? He's so key in my life, let alone my musical
bro.
life. He's just you know what I mean? He's my guy. And he slid us that, man. Because the assembly is 4 dudes, essentially. Nyambo is the 4th cat. That's what people don't
3
know.
rappers and a producer.
There we go. The assembly, he's all up in there. So, man, he slid us that. It was like a joke, man. Do y'all want to work with Sean Price? You know, it wasn't
Real.
structured in a way that hypes it up or something. It's just like normal conversation. Y'all want to work with Sean? I've got an opportunity here to work with the God. Like, it's a no-brainer, you know? Hell yeah, I want to work with Sean. Right. So we got on that, and yeah, we were patient though. We practiced patience there. We needed to wait for the verse because, you know, we wanted him in his headspace, talk about what you're currently experiencing. We didn't want to push a topic on the brother, you know? So it was just, do you. Here's the beat that, you know, we've fallen in love with. We hear you on, do you. And it took a minute. It took a minute. A lot was happening.
You can't rush a kid. You can't rush a kid.
You can't rush that. So eventually that verse came, and it came with more than any of us were even expecting or anticipating, man. It was the same guy we grew up listening to. It was that helter-skelter, duck-down sound. And we just couldn't believe it was for us. He literally tailored that, sent it to us, you know? Because he auditioned us. He wasn't just going to do the dang thing. He was played something.
Obviously.
And he's just like, I can dig it, you know? So when that verse came, man, we sat around that verse for a while, just talking about the guy, talking about what he's done, not even thinking about our own rhymes and approach to the track. It was literally, we were in awe. We were in awe. One of our heroes' verses was staring at us, and we just needed to complete it into song. And what you hear there is a result of respect and love, and a moment we'd all just been waiting for, I guess, we never knew we'd do it, but we came to the party. You know, it's something that it made sense when it came to us, and we were more than happy to get on that. Shout out to
how was the pressure though? How was the pressure after receiving the verse, and now you guys have to complete the song?
Yeah, look, I wasn't worried about my brothers because those two. You know,
hey, those two.
I was on myself, you know. I was just like, how do you stand next to that? Yeah. But you know, when you're in a situation like that, when you're faced with something like that, you got to remember that you're in that space because you've already been prepared to handle that kind of thing. Whatever it is that you need to get it done is already in you if you are looking at the situation. So you need to just get over the haze in that moment and get to doing what it is that brought you to the space. How you are here is what you need to do to survive in the space. So I literally did me, bro. I didn't overthink it. Maybe after I scrapped the first script, I was just like, you know, don't overthink this. I'll hear it when I'm hearing it back, you know. I did me, bro. I did me like I would do if it was just the assembly on a track. I definitely put a little bit of extra something in it, but I tried to do it without putting too much pressure on myself, because that's when I'm crashing down, my friend. Do that.
It's crazy because you guys really stood up. Like, yo.
Thank you.
I'm telling you now, even when Sean is resting. Sorry?
We ran some laps, we did some gymming. Well,
you
came out on the side.
Definitely. Even when Sean is resting right now, I can assure you,
R.I.P. the Giant. You know what I mean?
The Giant, man. Yo.
Man. Much love, much love.
A giant, man. All right, cool, man. Let's play a game before we wrap it up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm into games. I don't know.
Let's go.
They give me a sense of where you at in a quicker space of time. Yeah. Yo, 057. My brute Cap just jumped into the space. The live. Shout out to Cap.
Yeah. What up, bro? Word.
Yeah. Let's play a game. It's called Soundtrack to My Life, right? I'm gonna give you a song, and then you tell me where were you at in life when you heard that song.
All right. Okay. There you go.
My rocket science.
Let's go. Let's see. Let's see.
Dope. First song, Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life.
It's a hard knock life. I think I was in high school. I was hanging with Eugene. Yeah, I know I was hanging with Eugene. Eugene is a boy of mine that I wrote my first rhyme sitting next to Eugene. So we come up together with that.
Oh, yeah.
He was more in a Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, and Busta Rhymes space. So when that happened, I was definitely enjoying high school and starting to untuck my shirt and shit. Starting to loosen my
Started to let loose.
I'm starting to be cool now. Starting to be cool. Okay, they're starting to look at me. That's roundabout when that happened. And that's just a cool sound and feeling all together, man. Word.
High school.
Later high school. Okay. Like 9 matric. 8, 9 matric. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
All right. Nice, man. Shout out to Eugene, man. Probably if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a Melly Mel.
Possibly. Oh, but nah, you'd have a Melly Mel. Yeah, you'd have a Melly Mel.
We would.
I mean, he wasn't writing. He dropped the pen, and I still carried on.
And you kept going.
And I just carried on. So I love having ridden the journey with him, but I was going regardless of who was coming with.
Regardless.
Word.
Amen. And shout out to you for that, man. Shout out to you for persisting. I mean, today you're giving us awesome music.
One love, my guy. One love.
From my favorite artist who's dropping KD3 tomorrow.
Oh.
Nas, Ether.
That's Big Brother. Hey,
bro.
Oh, Jay-Z, nigga. Now I'm in varsity. Now that song is our anthem, right? I'm hanging with INX, Slim Zulu, School of Hip Hop Inks. Shout out to him. We're in an old school Mercedes. Word. I see it clearly. Slim Zulu had cornrows. His hair was long, bro. Like shoulder length type shit. And it was always pimped out. Cruising in an old Mercedes, the long Mercedes. We're in varsity, and we're playing that thing loud. The car is old school, but the niggas in it is looking too fresh, new school. That song was one of our anthems. We'd always cruise slow to that song, bumping it loud. Yeah. It represented us. We knew what time it was when Ether dropped.
Ether's an era on its own, man.
Bro, it's a textbook.
Yeah.
Word.
All right, let's move on. One of my favorites as well. Big fan. I know Cap is a big fan. B.I.G. featuring Jay-Z. I Love the Dough.
Oh shit! More than you know. Hey. Where was I now? Because I'm looking at the video. I'm in Yeovil. I'm seeing this video in Yeovil because that song I literally saw from my older brother, Tino. He's older, bro. He was with hip hop before we started seeing it, you know. And so he had all these VHS tapes coming from his peers out in the States. So they'd send him BET on VHS.
Oh,
you know? Yeah. So it was just random music videos, a lot of music videos, one after the other, and that's where I experienced that song. It's colorful. It was with my older brother. It was literally looking at guys that I was trying to become like, because they'd be sitting around in the lounge, sort of like I'm doing now, but they got all the drinks. They're sending you around to go fetch stuff. They go outside to have a J and they come back to sit and watch these videos. I love the dough. This is the soundtrack of the day when my aunt is at work, because you know when she comes back, all that shit will switch off quick. Nobody eat, you know. So that was happening when I was looking at older bro. Like, yo, one day we'll have a grasp of this thing and we'll also be a little bit cool. You know, yeah.
I love this story because I can relate to it.
That was dope.
Yeah. You know,
Word.
back in the day when DSTV wasn't a thing, when it
Yep.
just had started out.
Hmm.
So we used to check out the original Channel O. So Channel O was on
Okay.
SABC One, and then it
Oh,
moved
oh.
to it moved
To
to
DSTV.
DSTV.
Word.
And
Word.
yeah, there was a friend of mine that we used to do the same thing. We'd just chill there and just watch music videos.
Watch. Right.
Just
Right.
yeah,
So
and
much learning from watching.
so much learning. That's where the student in me
Mhm.
came from, actually. Just watching
Nice.
this thing, and I was like, you know what?
Nice.
This is where I see myself.
That's dope. That's dope. Word.
So I can very
Word.
much relate
Word.
to those VHS tapes that you were talking about.
Man,
Yeah,
dope.
definitely,
That's
definitely.
bro. That's the schooling. Word.
That's the schooling. That's the
Word.
schooling. All right. Tupac, Hail Mary.
I'm still in high school. I'm hanging with Gershon and the Colored Cats because Gershon, he was the Tupac guy. And when
Oh yeah.
Tupac was transitioning into the Don Illuminati, going that way, and Boma him, Gershon was feeling his shit. So I'm probably the darkest nigga in that clique at that time. It was just Colored Cats, and Colored Cats were
Yeah,
neat
yeah.
and shit. Ties, everything just proper. And I was there as the ruffian. But what brought us together right then was just that grit from this hip hop thing. And yo, that him that was a theme. That whole album was a soundtrack for
It
that part
was.
of our life.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. We were
An
feeling
era.
our. I was trying to find myself. I think I still had a bit of a colored accent then, because those are the homies. You know what I mean? That's exactly where I was when that song was happening. Yeah. Now just the homies. Shout out to Gershon, man. I wonder how you doing.
Yo, man, shout out to Gershon, man. Um, Quick
Word.
question. Now that you're speaking about colleagues,
Mm.
what do you think about youngster CPT?
I love him. I love him. I think he's the voice of his peoples. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Uh, that paintbrush that he writes his raps with and paints them pictures with, it's real, man. It's real. He's giving
man,
you a snapshot of spaces and things that you yourself wouldn't have the courage to endure. You know what I mean? He's in there and he's reporting back live from his hometown. Yeah, and he does a great job of it. Shout out to Youngster.
and how was it working with him?
Yeah, that was amazing. He's a G. That was a session for MCs. You know what I mean? Also, no ego,
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
appreciating each other as MCs. You know, I remember a comment from him being, um, that this is one of the best, and he wasn't even talking to us. He was talking to his boy that he'd come with, who was also his manager at the time. I don't know if he's still his manager, but he was just hollering at his dude, and I just caught him a little, and he was just saying, "Bro, this is one of the illest sessions that I've been in out in Joburg." You know what I mean? And it was really one of the illest sessions I'd been in with my crew. I think my crew can also attest to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Professional, just good vibes, honesty, real people. Like in the space, you wouldn't
Yo,
imagine that these people do what they do at the level that they do it in. He's just a real G, man. He's a real G. Like any of my friends, we could hang, we could talk about nothing, we could talk about everything.
everything.
Real, real peeps.
I've actually never met him, but I really, really look forward to
Okay.
meeting him.
Word,
He's,
word, word.
he seems like a cool guy.
Got a dope energy. He's a funny guy too. He's a funny guy.
Funny guy.
Yeah. He got jokes. He's got a dope
Yeah, but
energy, man.
I
Yeah.
I can see. Plus, colored guys are always these sneaky, funny,
They're slick.
very
They're
interesting
slick
guys.
cats, man. They are slick cats. On point. On point. You know what I mean? He'll sneak up on you and you're like, I didn't know this nigga was funny. I didn't know. You know what I mean? Too
Yeah, I
dope.
can see that
Too dope.
from youngster. I can see
Word.
that. All
Word.
right. Let's first check it a bit. Drake, best I ever had.
Best time ever had. Is it on that album
You
with the blue cover? What's that album cover like? Is that the blue one with the child face? Best time ever
No,
had.
actually, the So Far Gone.
Yeah.
It dropped around 2009. It's before his albums. It was a mixtape that
Oh, okay, okay, from the
propelled him to
mixtape
be what he is.
era.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't know what he had dropped, but it feels like it was round about the first time I started paying attention to the homie. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
um, I can't see where I was, but I know what I was feeling when I was hearing that. I was just like, it was similar, not quite the same as experiencing most death, because experiencing most death was just
Mhm.
life changing, life altering. But in hearing Drake as well, doing all that best I've ever had, it was another brother who was skilled with the raps, but he was also utilizing his vocals.
The
He's
voice.
singing, he goes soft, and then he'll hit you with the hard verse. You know what I mean? It was another brother that was
Mm.
expressing himself from all angles. So when I was hearing songs like that, I felt encouraged to keep being, to keep doing me, because there was a point where I almost stopped singing. I told
Oh,
myself I
for
was trying
real?
to be, yeah, I was going too hard with the underground, you know what I mean? And the cats that I was hanging with in that phase of my life were not encouraging of the vocal raps or the
Mm,
singing or whatever, you know. So hearing that still happening in that time, fast forward, because Drake is a newcomer and from where we
yeah,
come
yeah,
from,
yeah.
it was it was it was comforting to see that someone this prolific and this established in a new space is still bringing that vocal game and staying true to who he actually is, regardless of how he may come off. I enjoyed it, man. I was like, all right, let's turn up whatever it is that's inside of me. Forget this stopping doing that stuff. Just be true to thyself. And that's what that gave me.
Mm,
Yeah, that
true,
gave me
true.
that. Drake gave me that from a jump.
The reason
Word.
why I included this specific song
Mm,
was because you are so sick with the vocals that you actually are there. You know, when it comes to you, like what you're saying that he had the sickest raps and the sickest
yeah,
vocals on one
yeah,
song, and it was the same
yeah,
person. You know,
yeah.
you do that element so well. You like
Yeah, thank you, bro.
perfected,
Thank you.
and that's the reason why I brought in this best I ever
Yeah,
had
I
song
see you.
because
I see you. I see you. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. Let's wrap it up. Where to from here? What is in the pipeline?
Whew. It's a tricky thing, this thing called music. You go through phases with it. Yeah, there are more phases to come where I'll feel like, I think I'm a slow. I think I'm gonna take it easy. But I'm not gonna entertain that part of.
You're
That I'm
breaking
going
up a
to
bit there
release.
now.
Can you hear me now? 1, 2. Do you hear me? You got me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1,
Um,
2, 1, 2. One,
yeah,
two,
yeah,
one,
yeah.
two,
Can hear you
hello.
now.
You got me here.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah. You broke up again. Let's just see where that takes us. It's probably. Oh, but it can't be load shedding. Uh, okay, let's try that. We'll try again. Let's try and wrap up um, that session. Mm. He's off. He's off. He's off. Anyway, let me do shout outs in the meantime. Shout outs. Shout outs. Shout outs. Shout outs. Let me see who we had the pleasure of hanging out with. Shout out Ben Scoop, Njaka here, my boy. Shout out I am Quetta. Like Kiba too. I haven't seen you in a while, dude. Yo, what's been going on? Shout out to Wexy0601. Shout out to P underscore Dambuleni. Hey, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, baby girl. Shout out to you. Shout out to Bax9102. Shout out to Mario underscore Mpofu. Shout out to Kuhle83. Shout out to Bob underscore EZ. I think that's how you pronounce it. EZY underscore EZY. Shout out to Jess Makamu. Shout out to Rio Kujo. Shout out to Aleta Mukuni 79. Shout out King Cap, Captain Clapman 057. Shout out to how do I pronounce this name? Sir Gil Maida. Sorry if I butchered your name. Shout out to everyone that's joined us today. I'm struggling to get Mel back. I think we should wrap it up because we were wrapping it up anyway. So yeah. I just want to explain the reason why we're not having a full-length interview and the reason why we're not talking about the assembly in detail. Because they've got a project out. It's titled The Orientation. It's an album. It's currently out on Bandcamp. Please do go out and cop it. It's only $7 on Bandcamp. Please do go out and cop it. We are planning to have the assembly for a special live Plug the Ox podcast. So that's when we'll break the assembly into detail. We'll talk about the Inspection EP in detail. We'll talk about the project that they're currently doing. We'll talk about School of Hip Hop, how that came about. So we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the assembly. As you guys noticed, I'm a big fan of the assembly. I'm a big fan of Cap. Lebu is my brother, my bro. I'm a big fan of Melly Mel as well. So yeah, we're gonna have that thing set up. Hopefully it will happen soon. We just need to hash out the details. Then yeah, man. We're gonna have that session. Lenchaka da Obzi. Shout out to Ob. He's not here today. I think. Oh, he went to the cinema. Ob went to the cinema to watch Black Panther. That's why he's not in this live. But yeah, that's the plan. Melly's back, so I'm just gonna add him quickly, and then we can wrap up quickly. Yeah. Melly Mel. Let's see if we can win there. Yeah, he's back.
Yo.
Yo.
Man, my bad. My bad. My technology let me down.
Yeah, man. No, that's not a biggie. That's not a biggie. You know, man, these things, some of them are beyond our control. So yeah, it's not a biggie.
Yeah, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Word. Where were we when we left?
Yeah, you were telling us what's coming up next. Yeah.
Okay. I got a lot of projects in me still.
Definitely.
It's still a bit of a fun ride to come. You can expect you can keep expecting some dope collaborations. I'm working with some people you'll be happy to hear me work with because they just
I love this.
You know what I mean? I've got some things up the sleeve. So next year is going to be really fun musically. You can expect another album drop or something next year from me.
Definitely.
I'm trying to drop an album a year. I just don't know if you guys can keep up. You know, how's your digestive system there?
We definitely keeping up this side. An
Yeah,
album
nah,
a
man,
year
because we're
keeps the
always
doctor
like
away.
word. Nah, I'll give you music, man. I got an album coming next year.
Dope.
Dope producer I've worked with. I've done a lot of features this year overseas, so most of them should be coming out next year.
Next year.
A lot of features. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A couple more music videos to come. Yeah, it don't stop. The wheels don't stop turning. I'm gonna keep surprising you and myself because you know that's mostly always the aim to do something new. You know that can move us all.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just
Beautiful.
stay on the dial. It's not stopping. I got music. We'll keep dropping.
We want that music. We want that music.
Okay, coming, bro. I got you. I got you.
Dope, man. Thank you very much for joining me
Salute.
on this beautiful live. I was telling the
Thank
people
you,
that
my
are
brother.
tuned
Thank
in that
you.
we need to do. So Cap and I were discussing this. We need to do a live podcast with you, Cap, and Label, where we're
Oh,
gonna
dope.
dissect. Yeah, where we're gonna dissect the assembly properly.
Okay. 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 That's
So
flat.
yeah, I just
That's
need
flat.
to finalize that with Cap. Looking forward to finally meeting you. Um, I've
Likewise,
been
my bro.
I've been riding with Cap and Label for quite some time, so it would be an honor
Nice.
to finally
Nice.
meet
Nice.
you. And yeah, man, we'll
Ah,
chop it up
salute,
proper
man.
then.
Much love. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on the platform. Thank you for taking interest in my music. Thank you for hollering at my bros as well. We appreciate it, man. That's what it's all about.
Always, my brother, always.
Anytime, man. Hit us up. We got you.
Definitely. Definitely gonna hook that live podcast. You guys are gonna come through to us, and we're gonna have a vibe.
Got
We're
you.
gonna just hash it out.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Thank you very
Appreciate you,
much, my
brother.
brother.
Yes, I.
Peace,
One.
God.
Peace.